And we're here for the first pitch. 5:24 at Northside. Huge region matchup going on right now between Central Carrollton and the Northside Patriots. Both tied for second place in the region. Carrollton coming in at 20-8, 7-2 in the region. Smith grounds one foul, the third baseman, number 11 for Central Carrollton, leading off the game. Weatherly Ridley on the mound for Northside. They come into the game 22-6 with a 7-2 record as well in the region. Number 5 in the state. Central Carrollton coming in number 8 in the state. That one's popped up. Short right field. Phelps makes her way in and makes the catch, gathers it up for the first out of the game as Ridley sets down Smith to start things off here. Central Carrollton coming into the game number 25 in the state of Georgia. And all the state, Northside number 22. Addie Hood coming up to bat, the designated player for Central Carrollton now, number 2. Weatherly Ridley coming into the game with a 12-5 record and a 2.60 ERA. Laid down towards third. Anderson comes up with it, throws it across, not in time. Solid defense there, but just too much speed from Hood. That'll bring up Lindy Parker with one on and one down, the third baseman. Number 22, the righty going against the lefty, Ridley. Hit foul sharply towards the first base side of the backstop. 0-1 count now. One on, one down. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, Valley Hospitality, and Carroll Purdue, your local State Farm agent. That one sails outside to even the count, 1-1. Northside, all blue today, blue tops, blue pants. Central Carrollton with the burgundy tops and the white pants. That one's hit, popped up. Fridley makes her way across second base from short to get the catch. Calls off Sykes. That's another pop up there. 2 down now for Central Carrollton. And that'll bring up Jaden Covey, the cleanup hitter, the shortstop, number 14 for the Lions. Again, this game right here is to set who gets the second seed in the region in a home playoff series in the first round, as that one's in there for a strike on the black on the outside corner. 0-1 count from Ridley. Right now on the field for Northside, Ridley on the mound, Kennedy Williams behind the plate. That's outside, 2-1 now. You got Cassidy Anderson at third. Kylie Fridley at short. Whitley Sykes at second. And Sidney Malone over at first to round out the infield. In the outfield, Taryn Stringfellow, Addie Renner, and Layla Phelps. And that one's grounded toward Fridley. Scoop, throw across. Sidney Malone with the stretch and the catch. Quick 3 outs there. And that'll end the top of the first. No runs on one hit, one left on base as we head to the bottom of the first inning here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we're back here for the bottom of the first on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Leading off for the Northside Patriots, the catcher, Kennedy Williams, number 5, coming into the game, batting .468. 3 home runs, 29 RBIs. She's also scored 28 runs on the season. That one sails high for ball 1. 1-0 count now on the leadoff batter. Throws righty and hits lefty. That one's a little bit high and outside for ball 2. 2-0 count to start things off here for Kennedy Williams. And in the dirt, ball 3, 3-0 count. Kennedy Williams, one of the leaders here of the team as a sophomore, leading in most offensive categories. Northside led by Sydney Carrollton, the former Missouri softball player, All-American. 4-pitch walk to start things off for Williams and the Northside Patriots. Now to bring up the third baseman, Cassidy Anderson. Coming in batting .453 on the season with 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, and 30 runs scored. A lot of offensive firepower for the Patriots. 6 players in the starting lineup with multiple home runs this year. Ripped out to left and just foul outside the chalk. Just a little bit ahead of that one for strike 1. You got Addie Phillips on the mound for Central Carrollton today. That one drops in to even the count, 1-1. Little snap throw over to first. Doesn't get Williams. She gets back in time. Central Carrollton beat Northside 12-2 on a lopsided affair up in Carrollton a couple weeks back. Even count, 1 on, nobody out. And that one hits Anderson on the knee. And she'll go to first as Williams advances to second. Now to bring up the senior shortstop, Kylie Fridley. Coming into the game batting .365 with 3 home runs, 19 ribbies, 26 runs scored, and also additional 17 stolen bases leading the team this year. Northside looking to take advantage with Williams in scoring position and nobody out. As that one's popped up, third baseman just foul. Shortstop calls her off and gathers it for the first out. Fridley swinging at the first pitch. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the pitcher for Northside today, Weatherly Ridley. .375 on the season, 4 home runs, 19 ribbies. Swing and whiffs at the first one. 0-1 count on the Patriots pitcher today, going against her counterpart in the circle. Pop foul back behind the backstop. Early hole for Ridley now, 0-2. As Phillips looks to try to get out of this here in the bottom of the first. First and second, 1 down. And she chases one high up around the neck. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll be 2 down now for the Patriots. Williams and Anderson still on base. That'll bring up the first baseman, Sydney Malone, coming in batting .348. 2 home runs, 20 ribbies, and 11 runs scored this year. Pop foul back towards the backstop. Malone, one of the senior leaders here on the team for Northside. Pops one up, and that's going to sail foul. Left fielder goes to gather it, and drops it as she hits the fence. Had it in her glove. Momentum carried her into the chain link, and it jarred the ball out of her glove here, and Malone gets another shot. Could have been an inning-ending foul out. And she jams her on that one off the handle, and that one goes back behind the backstop. Still 2 strikes on the Patriot first baseman. Phillips toes the rubber. Popped on the right-hand side towards first, and it drops in no man's land between the first, second baseman, and the right fielder. Foul along the fence as Malone stays alive. Northside looking to split the season series against Central Carrollton. Their own lone 2 region losses to Harris County. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Malone, and that'll end the first. No runs, no hits, 2 left on base for the Patriots as we head to the top of the second here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's...
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Because we live down there, Jordan and Dad. And we're back here, top of the second, still a 0-0 score, all knotted up. Northside, first 2 batters reached on a walk into hit by pitch. They couldn't do anything with it with a pop-up and 2 strikeouts. Phillips got out of the inning. Now up for Central Carrollton, the pitcher, Addie Phillips. First pitch from Ridley, up, Phelps can't get to it, it drops in front of her. Out in right field, is this a short base hit? Second hit of the game for Central Carrollton here as Phillips gets on. Now to bring up Carly Widener, the Central first baseman. As Phillips gets a courtesy runner, seeing as she's the pitcher. Umpire making the changes, now gets ready to get back behind the plate. Central Carrollton, 1 on, nobody down now for the 6th batter in the order. Squares around the bunt, pulls back, takes the ball outside, 1-0. Williams keeping an eye on the courtesy runner out there for Central. Squares around, pulls back again as that one sails high for ball 2. 2-0 count from the lefty Ridley. She looks to come back in this at bat, get the out. Infield charging. Outside ball 3. 3-0 count now. Runner on first, nobody down for Central Carrollton here in the top half of the second. Squares pulls back. That one goes in for a strike along the outside corner. Ridley trying to work her way back into this. And that one sails into the dirt for ball 4. Williams with the great block behind the plate to keep it from getting to the backstop, allowing the runner to only move up 160 feet. And just like the bottom of the first for Northside, now here in the top of the second for Central, you got 2 on, nobody out. That'll brings up Kylo Regato, number 44, the left fielder. Squares around the bunt. And that one goes up high on her, ball 1. Not sure if Ridley's trying to just miss the bat and she's missing the plate altogether, trying to get him to chase, but Central Carrollton, the Lions, aren't chasing anything right now. That one's finally tapped, and it goes foul. As Malone with the smart play charged it, saw that it might have a spin on it, lets it go between her legs and rolls foul. Evens the count 1-1 on Regato. Smart defensive play by the first baseman for the Patriots. As Regato waits for the sign from the coach. Back in the box, Ridley toeing the rubber. Squares around. Lets that one go outside for ball 2. Two-one count now on Regato and the Lions. Again, 2 on, no out. Tries to bunt it, and that one goes foul as well. Rolls back towards the backstop, even in the count at 2-2. See if she stays with the bunt sign here with 2 strikes. Another bunt goes foul, and that'll be a strikeout. Ridley ready to sling it. Pops it foul back towards the backstop. No bunt on that one, and she's back swinging again. Stays alive, keeps the count at 2-2. We wouldn't be able to bring you this broadcast without our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, and Valley Hospitality. Hit up the middle. Nobody up the middle there, and it gets to the outfield, and Renner brings it in quickly. Everybody advances 60 feet as Renner was able to get it in before anybody could round third and get home, and another base hit there for Regato and the Lions. And that loads the bases for Central Carrollton here with no outs. Bringing up the 8th batter in the order, number 6, Meredith Treadwell, the catcher. As Williams comes out to the mound to talk to Ridley, possibly calm her down, get them both back on the same page. As we get set for the next pitch here, first pitch coming up for Treadwell. And her first at bat here in the top of the second inning. And bases loaded, no outs. As that one sails high and inside for ball 1. Ridley trying to find a way to work out of this inning here. Hoping for a strikeout or a pop-up. Corners are in, hoping to get a ground ball and throw home. That one's popped up. Fridley calls off Anderson and gets under it right near the foul line behind third for the first out of the inning. Shortstop taking charge in the infield. Showing off her range here today. Calling out the second baseman in the first inning on a pop-up and getting over behind third for that one. That'll bring up Journey Schofield, the right fielder, number 15 in the 9-hole for Central Carrollton. One down, bases loaded. That one's in there. First pitch strike, 0-1 count now. That one drops in on the inside corner at the knees. Schofield looked like she was going for a slap hit. Didn't make the attempt, but it was still called strike by the umpire. 0-2 count now. Nice little 84-degree day out here. No wind to speak of right now as the flags have no movement. 0-2 count from Ridley. Fouled back towards the backstop. Schofield stays alive, still 0-2. Strikeout right here would be massive for Ridley. Not known for being much of a strikeout pitcher with just 65 in over 100 innings this year. Relies a lot on her movement and her defense. Jams her inside off the handle, fouls back towards the backstop to stay alive. Still 0-2. Hit out towards left. Tagging at third, throw in. Won't get her on the sac fly. Stringfellow with the catch and the good arm, but just a little tad too late. Runners advance. Now to be second and third. 2 outs as Central Carrollton takes an early 1-0 lead here. As we head back to the top of the order for Central with Cheyenne Smith coming up, who flew out to right field her first time up, and Coach Story and them will elect to intentionally walk her and load the bases back up, get another force. Now with 2 down and the bases loaded back up for Addie Hood, who reached on a bunt single her first time up. Corners in. Hoping to be able to get to the bunt if she makes another attempt at a drag. That one sails high and outside for ball 1 from Ridley. Ridley hoping to minimize the damage as this inning started off. Bases loaded, no outs. Now we've got 2 down. 1 run already in for Central. And a 1-0 count on Hood. That one's hit fair past Anderson, just outside of her glove. Stringfellow gets to it quickly. Everybody moves up 60 feet. And that one makes it a 2-0 lead now for Central as the bases stay loaded. 2 outs bring up Lindy Parker. Addie Hood just slapped that one down the third base line, just out of Anderson's reach. Stringfellow able to gather it up quickly and get it in. Keep it from being a multi-RBI hit. That'll bring up Lindy Parker. She'll be the 8th batter of the inning right now. She popped up to short. Her first time up, she swings and misses. 0-1 count. That one's just a bit outside there. Ridley tried to place it and just missed off the plate to even the count at 1-1. Swing, hit foul past the dugout over on the north side. 1-2 count now. As Parker's in a hole. Ridley looking to get out of this. Swung and hit towards Anderson, who bobbles the ball, can't get it. A rare error from the third baseman for Northside. Everybody moves up 60 feet and another run scores. That's the third one of the inning for Central, as they've now batted around with Jaden Covey coming up, the ninth batter of the inning. Grounded out to short to end the first. High and outside, ball one. Ridley trying to get out of this thing so they can regroup and get back in the dugout and get some runs of their own. Middle of the order coming up for Northside. Swing and hit out towards Phelps and right. That's going to drop foul. That'll even the count 1-1 on Covey. That one sails just a tad inside, maybe a little high there to make it 2-1. Ridley toeing the rubber, getting a signal from Coach Riles. A little high and outside, 2-1 now, I believe. Covey awaits the pitch from Ridley. Hits that one foul. Over the fence on the first base side. Swing hit towards Fridley over at short. She gets it across. Malone with the stretch and the catch to end the inning there. 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base for Central as we head to the bottom of the second here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on...
For game day, work day, or any day, Glenn Smith in Opelika is loaded with GMC Sierra and Canyon trucks. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,750 off. Test drive the new mid-size GMC Canyons with a comfortable ride and strong towing, discounted up to $4,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until December. Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
And we're back for the bottom of the second here at the Rock at Northside High School in Columbus. Here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Northside with an early 3-0 hole here against Central. Leading off Addie Renner, the center fielder. Squares and bunts, drops one in front of the pitcher. Gets across. And she draws the first baseman off the bag on the throw. And Renner reaches for the first hit of the game for Northside. She came into the day batting .309 with 20 runs scored, 9 RBIs. And that brings up Layla Phelps, the right fielder, coming in batting .328 with 20 RBIs, 22 runs scored, and 11 stolen bases. That one goes a little bit outside for ball one, 1-0 count. Northside tries to get some of those runs back after they give up 3 in the top half of this inning. A couple of walks and an error and 3 base hits. Put them in an early hole here. Phelps hits it and it dribbles and spins foul. Evens the count 1-1 on the sophomore right fielder for Northside. Bottom of the lineup here in the heart of the order and the bottom for Northside, full of speed. Swing and a miss on one high around her eyes there to put her in a hole 1-2 now with 1 on and nobody out. Here in this big matchup to find out who gets to host a playoff game in the first round of the state playoffs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Phillips. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Taryn Stringfellow, who's coming in batting .321 with 12 RBIs, 22 runs scored, and 15 stolen bases of her own. See if they can tack a couple of hits together here and get this game back closer. Stringfellow squares the bunt, pulls back. Takes the ball, throw down, could have gotten her, but the second baseman just couldn't hold on to the ball. Renner gets the stolen base, her 12th of the season. And that puts her in scoring position in a 1-0 count now on Stringfellow with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Squares the bunt, tips it back towards the backstop to even the count 1-1. Stringfellow gets ready to get back in the box. Phillips towing the rubber. Square to bunt, pops it straight up. The catcher couldn't get to it because it hit high up off the backstop and puts Stringfellow in a 1-2 hole now with 1 down in the bottom of the second. Renner on second. And just outside, Stringfellow lets that go by. Even the count at 2-2 now. Central really wanted that one. Get her looking for the second out, but umpire said not on that pitch. And on the attempt on the drag, she went. Bat came around, and she strikes out. 4th one of the day for Phillips. And that'll bring up Raylan Warren, the designated player for Northside today, batting .362 with 2 home runs, 19 RBIs, 22 runs scored, and 13 stolen bases on the season. Takes that one low, just below the knees for ball 1. 2 down now here for Northside in the bottom of the second. Renner still stranded at second right now in scoring position. Warren back in the box for the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss just inside there, and couldn't get to it in time as it blows by her to even the count 1-1. Makes the bunt attempt, drops down in front of the pitcher. Goes to make the throw. Good scoop there by the second baseman on the bunt coverage. Is they were able to get the third out there. And through 2 innings, Central Carrollton with a 3-0 lead. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base for Northside as we head to the top of the third here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college,
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite, obey your thirst.
And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live at the Rocket Northside. Central Carrollton up 3-0 here in the top of the third as they come up to the plate. Addie Phillips, the pitcher, leads off. Weatherly Ridley on the mound for Northside here today. Phillips had a hit out to right her first time up. Came around to score the first run for Central. As that one's low and outside for ball 1. And she hits the 1-0 pitch up in the air. Looks like Renner might be under it. Makes the catch. 1 down. Here in the top of the third. And that'll bring up Carly Widener, who walked and came around to score last inning. Ridley looking to make a quick inning here and get the bats back in there as the top of the order is coming up for Northside here in the bottom of the third. As that one paints the black. 0-1 count on Widener. Just a little bit high, maybe outside. Even in the count, 1-1, barely missed the plate there. That one a little bit high and inside, make the count 3-1 now. Widener Widener drew her second walk of the game already. Okay, now we're back to it. It's 3-1. Looks like Widener was confused and made me confused. As she steps back in the box, 3-1 count now. And she tried to toss the bat back thinking it was ball 4. Umpire says otherwise. That brings the count full now. Ridley with the payoff pitch upcoming as she toes the rubber. And waves that one outside there for ball 4. She waved at it and missed. First strikeout of the game for Ridley. 2 down now for the Northside Patriots. Now to bring up Kyla Regato, who had a base hit up the middle last inning, came around to score. Big comeback at bat for Ridley on that last one to be down 3-1 and come back and get the strikeout. Regato swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back into the backstop. 0-1 count, 2 down, nobody on for Central. And she made an attempt at it. Didn't go, and that'll even the count 1-1. Ridley back in the circle for the 1-1 pitch to Regato. Pokes it just foul down the first base line, puts her in a 1-2 hole. You know, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Wouldn't be able to watch without our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands. It's about happy hour right now. Going down there and get you some wings or some bang bang shrimp and a couple beers at the bar. Marikas will be there to greet you, and she gets a swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Patriots there. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. So we head to the bottom of the third here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here at the Rock here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. As now we're in the bottom of the third for Northside. Top of the order coming up. Kennedy Williams to lead things off. Walked and was stranded at second in the first inning. Northside looking to put a crooked number on the board here, down 3. Williams in the box. Takes one in the dirt for ball 1. First pitch of the third from Phillips. Coach Care Story with an inspiring speech between innings to get her girls back in line and focused here. Try to mount a comeback as that one's in there to even the count 1-1. Popped up in the infield or in the outfield there. Center fielder gets under it. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning as Williams flies out to center. Now to bring up Cassidy Anderson, leading the team with 7 home runs this year. She got hit by a pitch her first time up and was left stranded at first. The junior third baseman looking to get some redemption after that error in the second inning. And she gets hit again. Looks like Central has a game plan to pitch her inside, but Phillips has just missed twice and hit her both times as she reached the plate. And she's back on base again after her second hit by pitch of the game. So now with Anderson on first and one down, we've got Kylie Fridley, the shortstop, up, who popped out foul to the shortstop her first time around. That one falls in the dirt for ball one. Patriots hoping to do some damage here with the top of the order up. As that one goes a little bit high for ball two, snap throw to first, and Anderson's back easily. 2-0 count on Fridley now with one out and one on. And the umpire says she went. 2-1 now. Tried to check swing, but couldn't hold the bat back. As that one falls in the dirt. 3-1 now on the shortstop. Phillips getting ready to toe the rubber and bring the 3-1 pitch to Fridley. And that one goes high for ball four as Fridley reaches base. That moves Anderson up to second now, and that'll bring up Weatherly Ridley, her counterpart in the circle today. Ridley struck out swinging her first time up in the first inning. Now we got runners on first and second now for Northside with one out. Ridley hits that one straight back towards the backstop for strike one. Ridley hoping to help herself out here and get a couple runs on the board. And she takes that one on the inside corner, put her in an early 0-2 hole now with one out in the bottom of the third. Kara Story and the Patriots hoping to pull out the win here and get the home field in the first round of the playoffs. That one sailed high, 1-2 count, snap throw to second. Anderson back again easily. 1-2 pitch upcoming for Ridley. And that one just outside, a little low for ball two. They try to catch Anderson napping off of second base again. Doesn't work. She gets back easily. Counts evened up at 2-2 now for Weatherly Ridley. Phillips getting the signal from her coach for the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Ridley strikes out for the second time today. 2 outs now and 2 on for the Patriots. Sydney Malone up to bat now, the first baseman who struck out to end the first inning with 2 on. Hoping to reverse fortune here in the third. Hits one straight up, back over the backstop. 0-1 count on the Patriot first baseman. Everybody back ready to play ball now. Phillips toes the rubber. Malone in the box. Swing and a miss. That puts her in the early 0-2 hole as Anderson tries to bait the catcher into making a bad throw. Gets back to second. Ball's in the circle now. 0-2 count for Sydney Malone upcoming. Wanted it, was able to hold off on the pitch high at the eyes. Those are always the hardest pitches to let off of, right around the eyeball area. That's when the ball looks the largest. And she whiffs and misses. 6th strikeout of the day for Phillips there as Sydney Malone strikes out for the second time to end the inning there. No runs, no hits, 2 left on base for Northside as we head to the top of the 4th here. 3-0 Central on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the top of the 4th. Almost halfway through this game as Central Carrollton still with a 3-0 lead over Northside. Northside leaving 2 on base again. They've left 5 on base already this game through 3 innings. Meredith Treadwell, the catcher, up for Central now. Takes first pitch, strike. She popped up to short her first time up, back behind the third base bag. Fridley getting over there making the catch. Ridley hoping to settle down after that second inning where she gave up 3 runs and walked a couple. Was able to get out of the 3rd unscathed. That one's grounded towards Sykes. Gathered, tossed over to Malone for the first out of the inning as the Patriots throw it around the infield. 1 down now for the Lions, and that'll bring up the 9th hole hitter, Journey Schofield, who had a sac fly out to left. Her first time up to the plate to start off the scoring for the Central. Rips that one out towards center. Renner can't make the catch. Misjudged it as it spun away from her. That one had a little tail on it coming off the left-handed bat of Schofield, and Renner unable to gather it. As she reaches first on the error. So with 1 on and 1 down, that'll bring up the top of the order for the Lions, Cheyenne Smith, who flew out to right and walked, and her 2 at bats so far today. First pitch high, ball 1. Ridley and the Northside defense hoping that error doesn't come back to bite them this inning and still get out of it unscathed as she toes the rubber for the 1-0 pitch. That one's hit up in the air. Fridley calling everybody off and makes the catch in the infield for the 2nd out of the inning on the pop-up. And that'll bring up Addie Hood, 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI with a bunt single and a hit out to the left. Two outs. Schofield still on first. Hood makes a slap attempt but doesn't follow through, but it still falls in there for a strike. 0-1 count now on the 2-hole hitter for Carrollton. And that one paints the black. 0-2 now. Ridley said she wanted to be an artist when she grew up, but all she could do was paint corners. That one falls inside for ball one. Throw from Williams is late as Schofield takes second base on the stolen base. So now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs for the Lions. Addie Hood stepping back in the box with a 1-2 count. Hit towards Ridley. She gathers it up, tosses it over to Malone. Third out of the inning. As Northside gets out of that one after the error in center. No runs, no hits, 1 left on base for Central as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 4th at the Rock. Northside down 3-0 to Central Carrollton. Addie Renner leading things off, reached on a bunt single in the 2nd inning in her first at-bat. Swing tips that out the end of the bat towards the backstop for strike 1. Northside hoping to get some production here from the bottom of the order. Trying to get some runs on the board here as we're halfway through this ball game. That one drops down for a bunt along the third baseline, and nobody's going to be able to get to it in time or maybe even make a throw as Renner speeds down the line. Her 2nd hit of the game here. One on and nobody out. Layla Phelps coming up, the right fielder. Struck out swinging her first time at the plate. We got a little meeting going on here between the umpires. Not sure what the discussion is about. If they're thinking, Central's thinking that Renner was out of the box. And it seems as well, that's what they're saying, is that Renner was out of the box when she made contact when it landed swing and a miss, strike 1. So Renner won't get her 2nd hit of the day. Northside still with only the bunt single off of Phillips through 3 1/3 right now. That one's hit foul, out of play towards the Northside dugout. And Phelps now in an 0-2 hole with 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Phillips with her 7th K of the day. Phelps 2nd swinging. Now with 2 outs and nobody on, that'll bring up the left fielder, Taryn Stringfellow, who struck out swinging her first time up in the 2nd. Patriots hoping for a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 4th. That one falls in on the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 count on Stringfellow now. Still a 3-0 ball game in favor of Central. Ball in the dirt, evens it up 1-1. Again, I'd like to take a little time here to thank our sponsors again here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Coca-Cola, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, and Valley Hospitality. 1-1 pitch upcoming. That one's in there for strike 2. Stringfellow with no attempt. One-two count upcoming. Tries to slap that one, and it goes back towards the backstop. She fights to stay alive, keeps the count 1-2 here with 2 down, nobody on for Northside. And she takes that one looking, and the umpire pulls a chainsaw for the 3rd strike, her 8th of the day as we go through the 4th. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We head to the top of the 5th here, 3-0 Central on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're back here for the top of the 5th at the Rock here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're here at Northside High School. Central Carrollton Lions with a 3-0 lead right now on the Patriots as they battle for the 2nd seed in the region to try and get home field advantage in the first round of the state playoffs. Ridley on the mound, Lindy Parker leading off for the Lions. That one goes in the dirt for ball 1. Lindy Parker 0 for 2 on the day with a pop up to short and reached on an error by the 3rd baseman in the 2nd. That one hit out towards 3rd. Anderson scoops it up, throws it across to Malone for the out. Quick out there for Weatherly Ridley and the Northside Patriots. Nobody on, 1 down now to bring up Jaden Covey. And that one hit Covey on the backside. As she'll reach first there. Covey reaches. She was previously 0 for 2 on the day. Runner on first now for the Lions with 1 down. And that'll bring up Addie Phillips, the pitcher, who's had a hit out to right and scored and a fly out to center. As that one paints the black for the first strike, 0-1 now. Ridley getting the signal from Coach Riles in the dugout. And that one goes in the dirt to even the count, 1-1. Good block by Kennedy Williams back behind the plate to keep the runner from advancing. Sophomore catcher, known for her defense and her hitting, as the leadoff batter for Northside. That one hit up the middle. Fridley gathers it, touches second, throws it across to Malone for the unassisted double play to end the inning. Huge defensive play to get out of that one for the Patriots as Fridley goes unassisted 6-3 on the double play. And that'll end it there with nobody scoring for the Lions, no hits, nobody left on base as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Northside's down 3-0 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And here we are on the bottom of the fifth for the Northside Patriots here at The Rock on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, and Valley Hospitality. Northside looking to kick things off here. The 9-1-2 hitters to lead off here in the bottom of the fifth as Raylan Warren steps to the plate. Thrown out on a bunt attempt in the second inning. That one's in the dirt, ball one. So far for the game, Central 3 runs on 4 hits. Northside no runs on 1 hit. That one catches the corner on the inside to even the count 1-1 on the freshman for the Patriots. Fouls that one back towards the screen to make the count 1-2. She puts herself in an early hole here. Phillips for the Lions with 8 strikeouts through 4 innings so far today. Seven swinging, 1 looking. And she catches Warren whiffing at an all-speed pitch down at the knees for the first out of the inning. Phillips' 9th strikeout of the day. As we get back to the top of the order for Northside now, Kennedy Williams, a sophomore catcher, who's reached base on a walk and flown out to center in her 2 at-bats. As that one goes inside for ball one. Northside running out of outs here, down 3 as we get towards the later innings. Swing and a miss at one up near their chin to even the count 1-1. Phillips with the rise ball on that one. Looks like Williams just got under it, missed it. Change up on the next pitch as that one drops down in there and she misses another one on top and in front. Puts Williams in a 1-2 hole. Nobody on, 1 down here in the bottom of the fifth for Northside. Tries to get it to chase one up high and misses to even the count 2-2. Gets her to go out there and reach one, but gathered up by the first baseman and touched unassisted as Williams grounds out for the second out of the inning. Now with nobody on and 2 down, that'll bring up the 2-hole hitter, Cassidy Anderson, who's reached base twice today on 2 hit by pitches, one in the leg and one in the shoulder. As that one sails high, ball 1. I don't believe Anderson, who's the team leader in home runs, has had an opportunity to swing the bat today with those 2 hit by pitches. And she swings at that one, evens it up 1-1, and she's out in front of the changeup. Phillips in a groove all day today so far. The lone hit for the Northside Patriots being a bunt single from Addie Renner in the second. That one goes across. Curveball, 1-2 count now. Anderson hoping to start a little 2-out rally here in the 5th inning for Northside. Phillips looking to go double digits on strikeouts there as that one goes foul out of play. As Anderson stays alive, still 1-2 here. 2 down in the 5th. And Anderson gets hit again, this time on the elbow. And she's reached base all 3 times today. Every one of them hit by pitch. So now with 2 down, and Anderson on first, Callie Fridley, the shortstop, will come up. She's popped out foul to the shortstop and reached on a walk her last at bat. That one sails across a little high as the catcher was standing up looking to make a snap throw. 1-0 count on the shortstop for Northside. The senior hoping to do some damage here in the 5th inning. As that one paints the black on the inside corner to even things up at 1-1 now. Strokes one down the line, a little bit foul as it hits down in left field. Puts Fridley in a 1-2 hole now, just ahead of that one. That one could have done some damage as it was heading out right towards the left field line, but just landed foul. Let's see if she can time things up here with 2 strikes on her. Gets jammed inside and fouls it back over the backstop. Fight stays alive, keeps the count 1-2. That one's popped up in the infield. Looks like that one will get out of play as well behind the dugout. Fridley stays alive. Battling this at bat here, still with a 1-2 count, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th with Anderson on first. Poked out into the left center gap, goes towards the wall. Hits the wall, center fielder gathers it up. Anderson will be rounding third. She gets held up. As she goes back and she stops safe. Diving back in, big 2-out double from Fridley. The second hit of the day for Northside puts them in good position here, as they've got 2 in scoring position with 2 outs, and Weatherly Ridley coming up to the plate. She struck out swinging her 2 times up to the bat. See if she can change fortune here and give herself some help while she's on the mound today. And get this thing back. A base hit will score 2, bring it back to within 1. That one goes outside, ball 1. 1-0 count on Ridley as the Patriots look for a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-0 in favor of the Carrollton Lions. Pop foul off the backstop to even things up at 1-1. Northside hoping to have maybe gotten the number of Addie Phillips. Third time through the order here. That one goes just below the knees. Ridley gets a good, favorable call on that one to make the count 2-1. With Fridley and Anderson on base and scoring position. And that one drops in right at the knees to even the count 2-2. Big pitch coming up for the senior pitcher for Northside. Looking to make contact here with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Pops it straight up. First baseman gets up underneath it, makes the catch as she calls everybody off. And that'll end the inning as Northside still down 3-0. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base as we head to the top of the 6th here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And we're back here for the top of the 6th at the Rock here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thanks again to our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, and Valley Hospitality. Northside trying to get a shutdown inning here so they can get back in the dugout as they finally started to put some bats to the ball off of the pitching of Phillips. They left 2 on base on 2nd and 3rd to end that last inning. And that first pitch is in there for a strike on Carly Widener, who's walked and scored and struck out for the Lions already today. That one's outside to even the count 1-1. Ridley done a good job of settling down after that second inning where the Lions batted around and where they plated all 3 runs they've got so far in this game. Swing and a miss. That puts Widener in a 1-2 hole now. Ridley with the sign from Coach Riles as she toes the rubber. Widener showing bunt. Pulls back, takes it high to even the count 2-2. Widener squaring it again. Pull back. Pops one out towards center field, and it'll drop between Sykes and Renner in short right center. As Widener reaches base for the second time today on a base hit to lead things off for the Lions here. So with one on and nobody out, that'll bring up number 44, Kyler Regato, who's had a hit up the middle and scored in the second inning and struck out in the third swinging. First hit allowed by Ridley since that second inning. That one paints the outside corner. 0-1 on Regato, the central left fielder. Northside looking to get out of this as they're starting to dwindle down. They've got 6 outs left at the bat to get those 3 runs back. Get back in this ball game as that one's outside. It evens the count 1-1. Ridley gets a signal. Wind up in the pitch. That one's attempt to bunt, fouled back. 1-2 count now on Regato. And she was trying to move the leadoff hitter for the inning, Widener, in the scoring position, get the sacrifice. Unable to do so now. Let's see if she still gets the bunt sign with 2 strikes on her. Swings, fouls back past the backstop onto the concession stand. She battles and stays alive. Still a 1-2 count. Sun's starting to go down. Clouds coming out. Lights turning on here at the Rock. That one sails high. Williams jumps up, makes the catch. Keeps her from going through the backstop, and Widener wanted to be advancing to second on that pitch as that one evens it up 2-2. Ridley with a windup. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, her third strikeout of the day for Ridley. Now with 1 on and 1 down for the Lions, Meredith Treadwheel coming up to bat, the catcher. As she's popped up to short and grounded out to second in her 2 at-bats today. In the dirt ball 1, Williams tries to block it, but it gets away from her. Widener makes her way over to second on the wild pitch. And Treadwell's got a 1-0 count here with a runner in scoring position and 1 down in the top of the 6th. The lefty ready for the pitch. Hit up the middle. Doesn't look back the runner, but she gets the out at first over to Malone. Widener makes her way over to third base. Now with 2 down, and the 9-hole hit her up. Journey Schofield with a sac fly to left, her first time up. Bringing in the first run of the game for Central. And reaching on an error by the center fielder in the 4th. On a fly ball out to Renner. Pops that one out towards left. And it's over the head of Stringfellow against the wall. And she'll head over to third base, covered by Fridley, and it goes out into left field. An error on the throw by Williams. As Carrollton now, Central takes a 5-0 lead on the double by Schofield that turned into a Little League home run after all the throwing errors. Now 5-0 in favor of Central here in the top of the sixth with 2 outs. Coach Carrollton going out to meet with Ridley in her infield on the mound. Settle them down as Central's bringing their top of the order back up with Cheyenne Smith. Up until this inning, Ridley had done a great job since the second of keeping Central off the base paths, not allowing a hit until this inning, but Stringfellow unable to get to that ball overhead and left as it get off the wall, and then the throw in got past the cutoff man. Williams tried to get her over at third, threw it out into left field. Schofield came all around to score. Now it's 5-0 and see if Northside can try to mount something here, get this third out, and get some runs here late in this game. Smith up to bat now, flown out to right, walked, and popped up to short. And she'll get the intentional walk. Go over to first, and that'll bring up Addie Hood, who's had a bunt single, an RBI single out to left, and grounded out to Ridley in the fourth. That one's hit out towards center field. Renner gets under it, makes the catch in the outfield out of the inning, but the damage was done as Central plated 2 more in that inning to make their lead 5 as it's 5-0. We head to the bottom of the sixth here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we're ready now for the bottom of the sixth. Northside down 5 here in the bottom of the sixth as they're running out of outs here. Sydney Malone, the first baseman, to lead things off. She struck out twice here against Addie Phillips, who's managed to keep Northside's offense, who's been potent all season, hold them at bay. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Northside with just 2 hits through the game so far. A bunt single from Renner and a double last inning from Kylie Fridley, as her and Anderson were left stranded in scoring position to end the fifth. And that one's hit out to left center field. Off the wall. Looks like it could have carried out of here, but it died as soon as it hit out. And Northside, just what they needed here in the bottom of the sixth. Huge leadoff double from Malone to get things started here in the sixth inning for Northside, down 5. Looking to get some crooked numbers on the board. If we had a little bit of wind, that one might have been sailed out of here. Nevertheless, we've got a runner on second now with nobody out for Northside. Now to bring up Addie Renner, who reached base on a bunt single her first time up, and then reached on the second time but was called out for leaving the batter's box too soon, and she drops that one down. The throw from the pitcher makes it over to the second baseman covering first. But Malone moves over to third on the hit on the sacrifice bunt. Now to bring up Layla Phelps, the left-handed hitting right fielder, 0 for 2 on the day with 2 swinging strikeouts. Looking to put the bat on the ball this time around and get Malone in for a score. Again, Malone leading off the inning with a double off the wall. And that one hits Phelps in the back. 4th batter hit by pitch from Phillips today. And that'll put runners at the corners now with one down for Northside, and Taryn Stringfellow coming up to the plate. 0 for 2 as well on the day with 2 strikeouts. Phelps with a lot of speed over at first base. You can expect her to try to take second at any point here, coming in with 11 stolen bases on the season for the speedy right fielder for Northside. Again, runners on the corners here, one down. Stringfellow up, and the dugout seems to have woken up here in the 6th inning. And Phillips deals that one across the plate for the first strike looking. 0-1 count on Stringfellow. The Northside left fielder looks to play to run and bring Malone in here. That one goes in the dirt. Phelps takes off for second. She'll be in there with no throw. On the wild pitch, as the catcher was able to block it, but wasn't able to corral it and keep Phelps from taking off. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position, second, third, one down for Northside. 1-1 count on Stringfellow here. That one's low, 2-1. The home crowd getting into the game here in the 6th now. After that big hit from Malone seems to have woken everybody up. That one's popped foul towards the third base dugout and out of play. That'll even the count 2-2. Stringfellow hoping to get a pitch she can hit here. Pokes that one out towards the left center. The left fielder was able to gather it. Tagging at third was Malone. Regato was able to get over there and make the snag in left. But Cindy Malone was able to come in and score and cut this lead down to 5-1. Now with 2 outs and Phelps at second base. Raylan Warren comes up to the plate, the freshman, who's thrown out on a bunt attempt to the pitcher her first time around and struck out swinging in the 5th, I'm sorry. Swings at one about chest high, misses. 0-1 count. Looking to bring in another one here and carve into this lead a little bit that Central has. And Phillips catches her out on her front foot on the off-speed pitch, puts Warren in an early 0-2 hole now. She tries to gather herself, get back in the box, and get ready for the 0-2 pitch upcoming. Here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. She hits that one straight up towards the backstop, and just off the screen, the catcher was unable to make the play. And Warren stays alive as the count stays 0-2 on the 9-hole hitter for Northside. Pokes that one just foul down the third base line. It's about a foot left of the dirt. Warren managing to stay alive and battle here. Still 0-2 count. Able to wait on that off speed a little bit better. That one's high. Phillips tries to get her to chase and she doesn't. That brings it to a 1-2 count now on the Northside freshman designated player. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Warren goes down swinging to end that inning. So through 6 now. Central with a 5-1 lead as Northside scores 1 run on 1 hit. Leaves 1 on base as we head to the top of the 7th here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the top half of the 7th as we head to the last inning here. 3 outs for Northside at the bat as they're down 4 here. 5-1 in favor of Central. Lindy Parker leading off for the Lions. 0 for 3 on the day with a pop-up to short. And it reached on an error and grounded out to third as she hits that first one foul and out of play back behind the backstop for an 0-1 count. Ridley hoping to get out of this inning quickly with the top of the lineup, top of the order coming up for Northside with Williams, Anderson, and Fridley due up in the bottom half of the 7th for the Patriots. As that one's fouled back towards the backstop. 0-2 count now on Parker. So far for Central, 5 runs on 6 hits, 3 runs earned. And they've left 6 on base. That one's high on the chase pitch. 1-2 now. Northside on the day, 1 run, 3 hits. And they've left 8 on base. Got her to chase that one and swung and missed. Ridley's 4th strikeout of the day, all swinging. And that'll bring up Jaden Covey, the shortstop, who's 0 for 2 on the day. She's grounded out to short twice and been hit by a pitch in the 5th. Here with nobody on and 1 down in the top of the 7th. Hits that one up, pops it up. Malone gets under it, makes the catch in fair territory. Sydney Malone gathers the 2nd out of the inning for Northside. Now we got nobody on, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Addie Phillips, the pitcher for Central today. She's 1 for 3 with a hit out to right to start things off in that 3-run 2nd inning. Came around to score, flew out to center, and grounded out to short her last time up. Swings at one in the dirt. Can't make contact, and that's an 0-1 count now. Here with 2 down in the top half of the 7th. Northside needing 4 runs in the bottom half just to tie this thing up and try to give themselves a shot at a home field advantage in the first round of the state playoffs. That one's just outside to even the count, 1-1. One pitch upcoming between the 2 players today in the circle for each team. That one's grounded towards Anderson, and it stays fair. Off her glove, she can't make the play. And Phillips reaches on the E5. Anderson's 2nd error of the day over at third base. And now with 2 outs. And Phillips on first. That'll bring up Carly Widener, who's reached base twice today on a walk and a hit out to center and scored both times, and she struck out swinging in the 3rd. Pitch from Ridley goes high and outside for ball 1. Looking to get out of this inning unscathed and keep it a 5-1 deficit and give her team a chance in the bottom of the 7th to mount a comeback. Poked out towards right field into the gap. Phelps gets over, makes the grab, throws it into second. But not before Widener reaches first, and Phillips make it all the way over to third. That's Widener's 2nd hit of the day, and that puts runners at the corners now with 2 outs. And Kyla Regato up. Who had a hit out to center and scored in the 2nd and has struck out swinging her last 2 times up. Looks like we have a pinch hitter in the game coming in for Regato, number 24, Molly Young. So Molly Young up to bat now. Runners at the corners and 2 outs for Central. She swings at the first pitch and hits it foul towards the athletic facility. Out of play for strike 1. The error at third has caused this inning to continue, and now with 2 runners on and 2 outs, Ridley hoping to get out of this one. Young doesn't chase as that one goes outside to even the count 1-1. Again, here at the top of the 7th, I'd like to thank you all for watching here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, Valley Hospitality. 1-1 pitch. Waved and missed. 1-2 count now on Young. But Widener takes off for second and gets there on the ball in the dirt. Ridley 1 strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Doesn't get her to chase after that one outside, and that evens the count 2-2. With Widener at second and Phillips at third for Central. The Lions looking to tack on a couple more runs here in the 7th. Try to put this thing out of reach. She hits that one out towards right, and Phelps gets over there. Can't make the play, but it's foul. Great attempt from Phelps to get over there and try to dive at it, make the play. That just goes off her glove in foul territory. Young stays alive, and the count stays 1-2, or 2-2, I'm sorry. Here with 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the 7th. And she tried to take that outside pitch out to right field. Almost dropped one inside the line and played 2 more for Central. She hits that one up the middle. Sykes gets over there. Off her glove. She can't make the play. And with that, Widener makes her way all the way around from second to score. 2 more for the Lions. And that's 2 more unearned runs on an error by the second baseman. That's the 5th error of the day for Northside. A little uncharacteristic of their play throughout the season. And now Central takes a 7-1 lead with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. With Young on first and Meredith Treadwell up to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day with a pop up to short. Ground out to second and a ground out to Ridley in the mound. As that one goes outside, 1-0 count. So far, Central Carrollton with 7 runs on the day, 3 earned, 4 unearned. After a couple of defensive miscues from the Patriots. And that one's tipped back past the glove of Williams towards the backstop to even it up 1-1. And that one's hit over towards second, past the glove of Sykes out to right field. Phelps gathers it up, gets it in. Fridley cuts it off. Regato moves up 60 feet to second. Treadwell gets her first hit of the game, moves up to 1 for 4. And now we got runners on first and second, 2 down here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up the 9-hole batter, Journey Schofield, who's had a sac fly in the second inning to plate the first run of the day for Central. Reached on an error by the center fielder on a fly ball, and then hit a double out to left that turned into a Little League home run after a couple of throwing miscues. And that one on the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 count now. 2 on, 2 outs. Central with a 7-1 lead after scoring 2 more runs here in the top half of the 7th. That one goes high and outside, even to count 1-1. Schofield, more of a, I guess, a slap style hitter. She'll show bunt, but then swing, and she's put the ball in play all 3 times into the outfield today. That one goes outside. Ball 2. Got a 2-1 count now on the right fielder for Central. And he calls that one a strike as the bat crossed the plane. And that'll even the count 2-2 now. Now two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-2 pitch up coming for Ridley. And she hits that one right back to her. Ridley was able to snag it for the 3rd out of the inning. With that one, Central scores 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, 2 left on base as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Northside's in trouble, down 6, 7-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the bottom of the 7th. Northside with 3 outs to get 6 runs here. They're down 7-1 here at the Rock on Georgia Alabama Sports Live at Northside High School in Columbus. Leading things off, we're at the top of the order for Northside. As Kennedy Williams starts things off, the catcher. 0 for 2 on the day as she reached on a walk in the first, flown out to center and grounded out to first, I apologize. And she takes that first pitch high for ball 1, 1-0 count. Northside needing 6 runs now. On the optimistic side, the top of the order is up now, so they have a shot against Addie Phillips, who's been able to maintain all day long, and that's a 1-1 count. And she's got 10 strikeouts in the game so far. Just giving up 3 hits on 1 earned run. That 1 run coming last inning. And that one on the plate, just on the black there to make it a 1-2 count now on Kennedy Williams, the sophomore catcher for Northside. That one's ground to the pitcher, and she's thrown out for the first out of the inning. Looks like Phillips actually is out of the game now. They've moved Cheyenne Smith Onto the mound to close things out for Central. Addie Phillips over to first base. And Cheyenne Smith gets the first out of the inning on Kennedy Williams. That'll bring up Cassidy Anderson. She hits that one out towards second base. Scooped up, thrown across over to, and thrown wide up against the fence. And Anderson reaches on the E4. Her first official at bat of the game after being hit her first 3 times up. So now we have a runner on second with 1 out for Kylie Fridley. 1 for 2 on the day with a pop-up. Caught by the shortstop in foul territory. She reached on a walk and had a double in the 5th off the wall in the left center gap. Smith throws a strike on the first pitch. 0-1 now on Fridley with 1 on in scoring position and 1 down for Northside. Down 6th here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Northside running out of outs as they're down to just 2 left. Change up, falls in there for a strike. 2 strikes now on the shortstop. As Fridley falls into an 0-2 hole now. And she gets her looking for strike 3. 2 outs now. And with Cheyenne Smith on the mound, they pulled Addie Phillips out for Cheyenne Smith to close it out. With Addie Phillips being our Alex Quinney good hands all-state player of the game for Central. Throwing 6 innings, giving up just 3 hits and 1 earned run, striking out 10 against a potent offense for the Patriots. Again, Addie Phillips, our Alex Quinney all-state good hands player of the game for the Central Carrollton Lions. Now with Weatherly Ridley up to bat, 2 outs. Anderson over at second base, down 6. Looking extremely bleak for the Patriots at this point. Ridley grounds one towards first, gathered up, and she'll walk it over there. And Addie Phillips will close it out with the ground ball on defense. And with that one, Central Carrollton will take second place in the region behind Harris County, the region champs this year, as they'll be able to host the first-round playoff game, and Northside will fall into third in the region. As they drop to 22-7 on the year, 7-3 in the region, Central goes up to 21-8, 8-2 in the region as they get the second-place slot. Again, we'd like to thank you all for watching and thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, Houston Clinic, and Valley Hospitality, Houlihan's. Thrift Behringer keeping me in line today, producing while I run my mouth and y'all listen and watch. And with that, we'd like to thank you all for watching us here on Georgia.